If you've ever felt like the YouTube algorithm hates you, believe me, I've been there. It's hard enough to get views as it is, and when you spend a lot of time and effort pouring yourself into a video and you just get crickets in return, it can be really disheartening. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be this way, and once you understand why the algorithm doesn't actually hate you, it's a huge relief. There's a simple formula I've come up with over the years that explains how the YouTube algorithm works at its core, and this is something that's so simple, I really want you to pay attention to it because you might miss it. If someone on YouTube is happy with the content that they're seeing, they're going to tend to stay on the platform longer. And the longer someone's on the YouTube platform, the more money YouTube is going to receive through advertisers. Now, since YouTube is a business, obviously they want the users to have a good experience and stay on the platform longer because they are going to make more money in return. Now, you're probably thinking, well, yeah, I mean, obviously that makes a lot of sense. But when you really get this, it can make everything else click when it comes to all the confusion about the algorithm on YouTube. Now, obviously it is a little bit more complicated than that, and we are going to talk about the 5 different algorithms here in a second. And yes, I did say 5 different algorithms. There's 5, not just 1. But in any case, if you focus on making content that engages and informs, you'll start to build a solid foundation for your channel that will help you grow your channel and build a loyal audience. First, though, I do want to give credit to where credit is due, and this concept of the 5 different algorithms is something that I first learned about when I read the book, The YouTube Formula by Daryl Eves. Up until that point, I thought that there was just one YouTube algorithm, and a lot of the things that I was seeing didn't just quite make sense to me, but once I understood this concept, it really opened my eyes. Now, even before reading the book, I came up with my own version of the YouTube formula. And yes, I did call it the YouTube formula as well, which I've since changed the name, but that's basically what I just shared with you earlier on, which is viewers plus time spent on YouTube equals revenue for both YouTube and for the creators that make the content. So obviously, since YouTube is a business, they're going to do everything in their power to give the viewers and the people that are on the YouTube platform the best experience possible because they want them to stay on the platform as long as they can. YouTube's core focus, and really what the algorithms are designed to do, is to understand what the viewers want to see and to give them more content, not to be a gatekeeper. Of course, there are different strategies and tactics you can use to grow a YouTube channel, and I personally believe there are 3 different levels of strategies that you need to apply to a channel. There's a beginning stage, a middle stage, and an end stage or a late stage of YouTube, but that's really a topic for another video. The 5 algorithms are split into 2 different groups. The first group that we're going to talk about is recommended. The recommended algorithm group makes up about 75% of the total views on YouTube, and this is the group where videos can go viral. YouTube has 4 of the 5 algorithms in the recommended category, and they're all really kind of designed to do roughly the same thing, which is recommend videos or content for a viewer to watch based off of different data elements that they have, including what videos that person has watched in the past. The first algorithm we'll talk about is the browse algorithm. And just as the name implies, browse comes into play when someone is just simply browsing through YouTube. The 2 main places where this comes into effect is 1, the main homepage, and the homepage is when you first get to YouTube and start looking through videos that are available to watch. The second place that the browse algorithm comes into play is your YouTube subscriptions feed, which shows you different videos that are recommended based off of the channels that you subscribe to. In either case, video recommendations are unique to each person, and they're based off of all the different data points that are available to YouTube and YouTube's algorithms. The next algorithm we're going to talk about is the suggested algorithm. Now, this works very similarly to the browse algorithm, but instead of serving up videos on the main page of YouTube, this is going to show you alternate videos that you can watch as you're watching a video on YouTube. The suggested algorithm serves up suggestions of other videos you can watch based off of your preferences that it knows about, as well as the current content that you're watching at that moment. It's also the suggested algorithm that shows you the up next videos whenever a video is done playing on that page. Next up, we've got the trending algorithm. Now, this serves up videos that are based off of things that are currently trending, and this might be things that are trending on YouTube, or it could also be things trending outside of YouTube on the internet. You can think of the trending algorithm working similarly to the trending now feature of Twitter. Then last but not least in the recommended category is the notification algorithm. Now, this one's a little bit different than the other ones in this category because it only works with current subscribers of a channel. So whenever a channel releases a new video, if that person is subscribed to that channel, they will get a notification that a new video is available for them to watch. And while it's a great way to get current subscribers back to your channel to watch new videos, that's really the limit of it because it's never going to be able to go out and notify someone who's not a subscriber to watch a new video that you just released. So that being the case, unlike the other algorithms in this category, the notification algorithm can't really help a video go viral in and of itself, but it can start off the process. While there's a strong advantage to creating content that's geared for the recommended algorithms, the biggest disadvantage to this is that's the most competitive area of YouTube. So that means when you release a new video, that video is going to be competing against all the other videos out there, ranging from Mr. Beast to Baby Shark. So it's really hard to break through all that noise when it comes to recommended videos unless you have everything really dialed in on your content. The next group we're going to talk about, and the only algorithm that's left, is search. So search makes up about 25% of all the traffic on YouTube. And while it doesn't really constitute a group in and of itself because there's just one, it is totally different than all the other algorithms that we just talked about. And while search only makes up about a quarter of all the views on the YouTube platform, it is and can be a very powerful strategy to get your content in front of the right viewer. The search algorithm works exactly as it sounds. You put in a search term in the YouTube search bar and you look for content. This is basically the same process with any search engine, whether it be Google or Amazon. Once you put something in those search boxes, it'll return a list of results. With Google, it's web pages. With Amazon, it's products. And with YouTube, it's videos. When you create content with the search algorithm in mind, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're limiting the exposure of that video to the search algorithm. In fact, quite the opposite can happen, because once YouTube starts to learn about how that video performs across different people and across different metrics, then the other YouTube algorithms can pick up that video and start distributing it to a wider and wider audience, giving you the best of both worlds. What's really interesting to me is not a lot of people are talking about a search-based strategy either. And I think part of the problem and the reason for this is because everyone is hyper-focused on getting millions and millions of views nowadays and having a channel with 1 million subscribers. So because the search algorithm isn't looked at as some way to become internet famous, it often gets overlooked and those strategies go by the wayside. But if your goal isn't to become the next Mr. Beast and you simply want to grow your channel, especially if it's new, or if you're trying to leverage YouTube as your social media platform of choice to maybe grow a business, then adopting a search-focused strategy can be a really powerful way to grow your channel. The key takeaway with all of this is that all these algorithms, including search, have the same core focus in mind, and that is making sure a YouTube viewer has the best experience possible. So your goal shouldn't be to please the YouTube algorithm. Instead, your goal should be the same as the YouTube algorithm, which is understanding what content your viewers want to consume and making content that is viewer focused. If you focus on pleasing the algorithms, it's kind of like being a musician that's creating music just to win awards and not focusing on creating music that people like to listen to. Music awards and album sales are just like gaining subscribers and views on YouTube. They should never be the core focus. They're a byproduct of creating good content. Now that you understand why the algorithms are actually your friends and not your enemies, you should probably learn a little bit more about why I say you shouldn't try to create viral content and what type of content you should make instead. And fortunately, I've covered both of those things in this video that you can watch next.